Hello friends, greetings of the day. Welcome to the online session of Business Economics. In today's session, we are going to start unit number 3 of our chapter number 4, that is price output determination under different market forms. As you know that we are running the series of chapter number 4, and in this chapter we have already completed unit number 1 and unit number 2. Until now we have learnt different types of market, and then we had completed how the prices are determined when there is a change in demand and change in supply. Now in unit number 3 we are going to learn how price and output are determined under different forms of market. So let us start first with the types of market. Friends, we had already learned the types of market in unit number 1. But here we have to categorize the market into two different viewpoints. First, let us see competition from the buyer's viewpoint, and then competition from the seller's viewpoint. Let us see when competition is from the seller's viewpoint. That means when there is only one seller and so many buyers. This form of market will be termed as monopoly. When there are two sellers and so many buyers, this is termed as duopoly. When there is a few sellers and many buyers, this is known as oligopoly market. When there are many sellers and many buyers, but all the sellers are selling homogeneous products, sellers are many but they are selling homogeneous products, this will be termed as perfect competition. When there are many sellers and many buyers but all the sellers are selling heterogeneous products, in that case it will be considered as imperfect competition. So these are the different forms of market from the viewpoint of seller. Now let us see from the viewpoint of buyers. When there is competition on buyer's side, sellers are many but there is only one buyer, it is considered as monopsony. This kind of market is termed as monopsony market. Here friends, you can note that when the word poly stands for seller and sony stands for buyer. So monopsony, mono means one and sony means buyer. Monopsony is one buyer. Then many sellers and two buyers. Two buyers are there. It is known as duopsony. Duo is two and a sony means buyer. And when there are many sellers but a few buyers, this is termed as oligopsony. And when there are many sellers and many buyers, it is termed as monopolistic competition. So these are the competition from the buyer's side, and these are all the competitions from the seller's side. So out of this we have to learn these all types of competition in our chapter number 4, unit number 3. So let us start with the first one, that is perfect competition. Here we will learn in this particular part what is perfect competition, what are the features of perfect competition, and how the prices are determined under perfect competition. Let us start with the features of perfect competition. Friends, perfect competition is a market where there are large number of buyers and large number of sellers. When buyers are so many and sellers are so many, that kind of market is termed as perfect competition. But here friends, you need to note one thing: the large number of buyers and large number of sellers. Now what do we mean by large number of sellers? Large does not mean from the viewpoint of figures. Large number of sellers means that only one seller or an individual seller is not able to affect the market condition. When there are so many sellers and as a result of it, one seller is not able to affect the market condition. Such situation is termed as large number of sellers. Next, the commodity here is homogeneous. Homogeneous means identical in nature. So all the sellers who are selling the products, all of them are considered as homogeneous products or identical products. So the products sold by each of them will be equal in all the manners. They will be similar in all the viewpoints. Then every firm is a free to enter the market or to go out of it. That means there is free entry and free exit. It means that there is no restriction on starting a business and there is no restriction on closing down a business. So everyone according to his willingness can start the business or can go out of the industry. And then all the firms are individually price takers. The firms are price taker. Friends, you have to note this point very carefully because this question is again and again asked in the examination. The question can be like that, what is the situation of firms in case of perfect competition? The perfect competition firms are considered as price taker firms. Now what do we mean by price taker? Price taker means the prices of a product are determined by the market and the firms accept that price. Whatever is determined in the market, firm have to accept that. Firm cannot decide the price of its product on its own. The prices are determined by the market. Firms have to accept them. These four are the features of pure competition. When these four features are there only, this is considered as a pure competition market. But when we add another three features, it will become perfect competition. These four features belongs to pure competition, but three additional features. Let us see what three features are there. The first out of that three is there is perfect knowledge on the part of buyers and sellers. Perfect knowledge on the part of buyers and sellers means buyers know about the sellers and sellers know about the buyers. And then facilities exist for the movement of goods from one center to another center. That means transportation facilities are available. We can move the goods from one center to another center. And the third out of that three is absence of transportation and selling cost. It means that the facilities for movement is available, but it does not incur any kind of cost. It means transportation is free of charge. We can transport the goods from one place to another without incurring any kind of charge. And there is no selling cost. It means that in order to increase the sales, the firms do not need to make the advertisements, firms do not need to make the promotion. That means selling cost is not required in this kind of market. These three are the additional features. First four that we have learnt in the previous slide, these four features plus these three features. When total 7 features are there, it is known as perfect competition. But when there are only 4 features, these 4 features are there, it is considered as a pure competition. So perfect competition includes 7 features, but the pure competition includes first 4 features only. Now let us take price determination under perfect competition. Friends, you know that the firm in the perfect competition is a price taker. When we say it is price taker, it means that the prices are determined by the market. That means prices will be determined in the industry. First of all, we need to know what do we mean by industry. You know it very well. Industry means the group of firms manufacturing similar products. So for example, if we say cement industry, it means that all the firms in the cement industry will be manufacturing cement. If we say iron and steel industry, it means that all the firms are manufacturing iron and steel. So industry is a group of firms manufacturing similar products. So how prices are determined in the industry? We need to understand equilibrium of the industry. Friends, it is very much simple. The equilibrium point of the industry is where the total demand and total supply become equal. It means that the intersection point of demand curve and supply curve, that will be the equilibrium of industry. Let us see how equilibrium arises. Demand and supply is given here. Say for example, at the price of 1 rupee, the demand is 60 and supply is 5. It is not equal. The price will be increased. So for example, at the price of 2 rupees, the demand is 35 and supply is 35. So demand and supply are equal. So this is considered as an equilibrium point. As we know that we have already learned in the previous unit also, where demand and supply are equal, it is considered as an equilibrium point. So here we can say that equilibrium quantity is 35 and equilibrium price is 2. So equilibrium price of the industry is fixed at 2 rupees, and as we know that the firm is a price taker, this 2 rupees will be accepted by the firm also. So we can present it diagrammatically. This is x-axis and y-axis. On x-axis we present quantity, on y-axis we present price. This is DD demand curve, this is SS supply curve, and when demand curve and supply curve intersect, that is equilibrium point. Below the equilibrium point we find quantity, and in front of equilibrium point we find price. OQ is the quantity and OP is the price. Thus price and quantity are determined in the industry. As we know that whatever is determined in the industry, OP is the price which is decided in the industry. The firm is price taker. It means that firm will also decide OP price. As we took in the example, the price was determined as 2 rupees in the industry. It means that firm will also accept 2 rupees price for its product. Now equilibrium of the firm. Where does the firm is in equilibrium? The firm is in equilibrium when it maximizes the profit. Now where will be the maximum profit of the firm? Let us see. As we know that the firm is price taker. First, prices are determined in the market. As we know, market determines price on the basis of demand and supply. Here DD is demand curve, SS is supply curve. At the point of intersection, the prices are determined. OP price is determined in the market. Firm is price taker, so firm will also determine OP price. Firm has taken the price from the market. Now this is the price line of the firm. Friends, you need to remember that in the perfect competition market, the price line is also the demand curve. It is also the average revenue curve, and it is also the marginal revenue curve of the firm. Let us understand it by this example, how average revenue, marginal revenue and demand are equal. So for example, the firm has accepted 2 rupees price. As we knew from the previous example, market has decided 2 rupees. Firm is price taker, so firm has also accepted 2 rupees price. At 2 rupees price, firm has sold 8 units. So 8 units are sold. Total revenue is 16. 8 into 2. We know that in order to find out total revenue, price into quantity. So 2 rupees price, 8 units quantity, 16 is the answer. Now we want to find out the average revenue. Average revenue, you know the formula, total revenue divided by quantity. Total revenue is 16 divided by 8. 16 divided by 8 is 2. 2 is the average revenue. And let us find out the marginal revenue. Marginal revenue means delta total revenue upon delta unit. So delta total revenue, change in total revenue is how much? We can see from this particular point, 16. Out of 0 it has become 16. So change in total revenue is 16. Out of 0 the quantity has become 8. So change in quantity is 8. 16 divided by 8 is how much? It is 2. So marginal revenue is also 2, average revenue 2, price is 2. So price is equal to average revenue is equal to marginal revenue. See, we can see here price, average revenue and marginal revenue are equal to 2 rupees. So you have to note that in the perfect competition market, average revenue curve is equal to marginal revenue curve and is equal to price line. All the three will be equal. This happens in the perfect competition only. Now the conditions for equilibrium of a firm. The firm's equilibrium, we have already learned this principle, behavioral principle number 2 in unit number 1 of chapter 4. We had seen that profit maximizing level of output is where marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. Where marginal revenue and marginal cost are equal, it is considered as an equilibrium point of the firm. But behavioral principle number 2 has a second part. Here you have to note that marginal revenue and marginal cost should be equal, but the marginal cost curve should cut marginal revenue curve from below. It means that marginal cost curve should have positive slope. So the positive slope side of the marginal cost curve is important. Let us see how it is determined. As we know that firm is price taker. In order to be the price taker, prices are determined in the market or in the industry. We know that market determines the price on the basis of demand and supply. Here DD is demand curve, SS supply curve. On the intersection point, E is equilibrium point. Below the equilibrium we will find the quantity. In front of the equilibrium point we find the price. So OQ is the quantity and OP is the price. So market has determined OP price. We know that the firm is price taker. It means that firm will also determine OP. So OP price is accepted by the firm. Friends, we know that in the perfect competition, this price line is equal to average revenue and is equal to marginal revenue. Now we have to find out the equilibrium point of the firm. Friends, we know that the condition is where marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost, firm is in the equilibrium point. So here this is marginal revenue curve, and on this marginal revenue curve we have plotted marginal cost curve. This is marginal cost curve. At point T we can see that marginal revenue is equal to marginal cost. At point T, marginal revenue and marginal cost are equal. So it means that OQ1 quantity, marginal revenue and marginal cost are equal. But this is not the equilibrium point. Why? Because we need to understand the second order condition. Second order condition was that marginal cost curve should be positively sloped. Here it is negatively sloped. So it is not the equilibrium point. So we need to produce more. Again we will start producing. Marginal cost goes on decreasing. At this point marginal cost is lowest. Again it will start increasing, and at this particular point, that means at point R, marginal revenue and marginal cost are equal, and marginal cost curve is positively sloped. It cuts marginal revenue curve from below. So this point is known as equilibrium point of the firm. So firm will continue the production up to OQ2 quantity. Up to this particular quantity, firm should continue the production. So this is equilibrium of the firm. Now friends, another concept is given, a small concept about supply curve of the perfect competition. Friends, you need to remember that the slope of supply curve of the perfect competition market is similar to the slope of marginal cost curve of the perfect competition firm. So the slope of supply curve is similar to the slope of marginal cost curve. Let us see how. Here in this diagram we can see that the firm has produced OQ1 quantity. At OQ1 quantity the marginal cost is 2 rupees. Again firm has increased the production OQ2 quantity. At OQ2 quantity marginal cost has increased and is become 3 rupees. Again firm increases the production OQ3, marginal cost is 4, and OQ4 quantity marginal cost is 5. If we connect all these points, this is our marginal cost curve. Friends, we know that marginal cost curve is U-shaped. It means that it must be starting from this side. This will be the whole area of marginal cost curve. But we know that this is the downward sloping part, and we do not require the downward sloping part. We require the upward sloping portion of marginal cost curve. So we have cut down this area, so it is not required. Now from this particular point to this, we have found out the marginal cost curve. Now it is very much clear, if the firm has manufactured OQ1 quantity, it is going to sell that much only. So it will be the supply of the firm. OQ1 will be the supply at the price of 2 rupees. If the firm has manufactured OQ2 quantity, it is also going to supply OQ2. So this is also the point of supply at price of 3 rupees. When firm has manufactured OQ3, firm is going to supply OQ3 units. And if the firm has manufactured OQ4, it is going to supply OQ4 level of output. If we connect all these points, it becomes the supply curve of the firm. So you can see that the slope of this supply curve is very much similar to the slope of this marginal cost curve. So the question can be asked here, the slope of supply curve in perfect competition is similar to dash. The answer is similar to marginal cost curve. But here you need to remember that we need to consider marginal cost curve, but only above average variable cost curve. Marginal cost curve only above average variable cost curve. The curve below average variable cost is not similar to the supply curve. Only the curve above average variable cost curve. The curve only above average variable cost curve is equal to the supply curve. Is it clear? So this is what we need to understand in this portion. We'll understand the equilibrium and profit loss in the next lecture. Up to then, thank you.